So good morning all. Today what I'll be doing is I have 2 hours of lecture roughly, so which I will try to squeeze some of the contents, but I will explore most possible options that you will encounter for your development of material content for your classwork. Google has come up with this Google Suite, which covers a lot of things. Let me go to my presentation first. I want to show the presentation. So this presentation, I have created this one in Microsoft Office, but I downloaded the same thing in Google Slides, which I will explain in a short manner. So let me present. Yeah. So I hope you can see my screen. So what I'm going to do is these are some of the essential Google Suite tools that you can basically see. It consists of a freeware like docs, sheets, slides, and apart from it, you'll have a drive option. And of course, YouTube is integrated groups you can create to communicate with your students. So maybe all are not needed, but what I'm going to majorly focus on five things. One is docs, sheets, slides, and the other one is forms, and the last one is Jamboard. Okay, these five parts I will essentially focus, and of course I'm going to give you a brief on each of these Google Suite. So before I just start up, I hope I think you have a earlier like a little bit prior experience with a Microsoft Office. So it is more or less a similar way, but with I mean with a lesser number of the tuned kind of features which will be really useful for the educators. Google has done pretty impressive job in there. So what I'm going to do is I'll start with my docs presentation. So basically your docs, any all these are the essential features that I'm going to give a hands on also. So what I'll do is I'll just explain verbally in each slide, and then we'll go to the one of the Google Docs that I created, and we will try to format and do some kind of activities. I think you can parallelly do it, or maybe at the day end you can still do it. Based on, you can create a simple document and format whatever the things you need. So basically in Google Documents, that is a Word kind of documents, you can do all these features. You can essentially email those documents with the collaborators. Google has this tremendous features where you can actually directly collaborate with one document on the same session with the multiple users as a collaborator. That means if I create a document, I can share with any one of you or the other co-teacher. Let's say, for example, I can collaborate with Dr. Satish on the same document. We can do changes both on the same time. That is very good. And we can also give some emailing to self individuals. And of course, as like Word, we can put images, audios, videos kind of things. And charts especially are useful while you want to explain some of your data in terms of graphs and some kind of images. These charts are really useful, and you can actually highlight some of the charts. And the other one is comments. Like comments is like you can actually comment something and you can link somebody, so that the comment will go to the particular person, where they can review whether they can accept or they can reject, or they can kind of do we have gone through something like that comment we can do. So where this will be useful is if you are actually um, if you are actually supervising a master students or your bachelor students on some particular project, what you can do is once he sends a document, what you can do is you can make some comment which will be highlighted, and the same comment will be posted to the that student to go through. So if the student agrees with that, you can go with that change. And the other one is the explore option, which is really impressive according to me, because it gives you to explore search using Google Web Images, Google Links, and the Drive. So all the three things we can simultaneously search, and we can cite them once you uh, procure some material from some of the web content. And the other one is voice type speaker notes. I will just give it a demo where I'll speak something which will be typed automatically onto my document. You don't need to type physically. That is a cool feature. And of course, dictionary based search is there. That is very really good. uh, if you come across with some kind of a new word, you don't need to refer the physical copy of dictionary. You can just go through. Once you just click the dictionary option in the available Google documents, then it will show immediately. And the other one is publish to the web and translate documents are cool features. I'll show that one. And compare documents is a new feature. Maybe if you have a relatively 2 3 versions of your document, you can still compare. So let us go into the actual Google document that I want to show. So this is the document which I have created after several multiplication. What you can see here is there is a title and some table of contents here. I just did only 2 pages, and some kind of headings under that, some text. I've given some kind of basic text about Pollution Control Board in India, and what are its regulating bodies and what is its history. So I've done some basic kind of editing as well. You can see certain some paragraphs are actually gone to right side of margin, where you can particularly do only first line. And I have added some bookmarks. How we are going to use that one, that I will show. And I have typed a simple equation here, and I have inserted a chart which I have mentioned. So all these I'm going to show in live. And I have just put some screenshot of a image where I got from this particular reference. This reference is automatically given in the footnote index. So likewise, we can do really cool features. So what I'm going to do is I just copied this overall text just in this the other document, where I had only plain text. I had nothing to no format done in this document. So I'll do a step-by-step procedure where we can get like the one which I have shown, the CPDOMT document. So you can take any text document, any kind of text reference from web reference. You don't need to follow exactly this text. So I want to explain some of the features before going into the drive. So basically, our drive can be capable. This particular. If you go to my drive, so if you go to drive, your drive looks like something this. All your recent files will be shown here, and the folders. Okay. So if you go to the folders, you can actually create a lot of documents or sheets, slides, forms, all this stuff. But right now I'm going to skip that one because we'll cover the Google Drive in the next time bit later. So what I have done is I have created my document on the day 2. So this day 2 has got this document CPDOMT as well as this practice document. So I'm going to the practice document. Okay, so once you create the document, you can actually rename here at the top left corner. You can see, so you can change the document. And the Google document has this best feature, like once you make some changes, let's say I'm typing here some statement, some odd statement, this is introduction paragraph, something like that. So it immediately shows save to drive, immediately save. So this is the one thing. And you will have some spelling mistakes here. I missed, I think, the between the this is, I missed the, so it is already suggesting me there is a grammatical mistake in the your sentence, where you can just do with the help of a click. So usually your file will be saved to a particular thing, and you can actually star this document. What it says means, if once you star this one, basically when you search star documents or important documents, this will be highlighted. Because when you start working on a Google Drive, and it will have multiple subfolders where you'll have few hundred documents over the years, sometimes you might get lost of where your document is. So if you think this document is really important, you can just click this star. So the other menu tabs which you can go leisurely. So but I want to explain some of the things which you can do. So you can actually create a spreadsheet from right here itself, or presentation, or a from, or a drawing, Google Drawing also. So these things we will go one by one. You can open the document which you have already in your drive or in your computer file. So the other thing that I want to see is this email as attachment. When I click this one, obviously it will be attached, and you can directly send something to the someone where you want to send it. Okay, so if I want to, let's say, send it to the some particular person, Satish, and I can also don't attach, include the content in the mail. So what it tells me is this document will be created in PDF. Since I selected PDF, you can select the document whatever the way you want. Okay, so I have created a PDF, and if I say send, Satish will be getting a mail. Okay, with a PDF attachment about the same document. So if I say without attachment, when I click this one, what it will do is it will just simply send the plain text. Okay, so the other one is collaboration. So Google has always played very key role in group kind of activity or some kind of collaboration activity. So what it tells me is I can actually collaborate with one of these. So I will be the editor. I also can add some collaboration copy where if I want to add, I can add here itself and send yourself a copy with a particular message. You can say this is the document I have created, which where we can collaborate and send. Okay, so right now I'm not sending. That is to just show. Okay, and you can download the same documents in various formats. The same doc format you can actually download in PDF or rich text format, or it's a open document format, which is freeware, something like that. And the version history is you can always name different versions to track some changes that you will get when you start really exploring the things, other things. So remaining things, rename, move, all these things will be there. So the other important feature is publish to the web. Most of your Google documents or Google Suite components, they will come with this option, publish to the web. What does it mean to say is once you publish, it will ask some kind of, are you sure you want to publish this selection? So if I say okay, it will create a link. So if I send this link to particular person, he will be able to access this document directly without any problem, unless I give some kind of sharing access content rights. Okay, this is a cool feature. So what I will do is um, uh, collaboration. I will use one of the our Gmail ID, which I will do that and share. Just a second. So the other one is language. So usually we will do is English, of course. But if you want to have a particular language, you can still do that. And the page setup and print, you can go through with them. The other tab is undo, redo. I think this is more or less cut and copy paste. All these options are mostly similar with the MS Office, so you can go through with them while doing. So the other one is, yeah, this one. So while you are editing a document, now I'm in my editing documents directly. So that is, I can directly edit this one. And the other one is suggesting means you can directly suggest here, as well as once I suggest something, it will say I am somebody CPDOMT email had done some change here. I added some words here. Okay, okay, that is suggesting and also viewing mode. I can switch back to edit mode simply, and this actually shows the change that has been done by particular person. So since I have logged in with a CPDOMT email ID, it is showing that one. So if you log with your personal email ID, it would say Naresh Tota has changed, add C here in this particular thing. Okay, the other one is in the modes, which is just viewing. Okay, so once you finish your document, you can see how does it actually look. Any doubts so far? Right. I'll go back to my editing mode, where I'll do one of the operations one by one. So the other one is show ruler. So you see there is a ruler at the top with two things. One is at the bottom left indent, and there is a slight square bracket kind of thing, rectangular thing, that is front. Uh, front, only front line indent. What it says is, if I just move this front line thing, only the first line will have a tab. Okay, based on this. So which I will just undo the action. So if I change this one, the left indent, what it will do is my entire paragraph will move away, something like that. Okay. So to show this, you need to show the grid view. That is what this is, ruler, show ruler. Okay. The other one is show document outline. This is the cool feature which we are going to explore in a bit. So what it will do is I'll have different types of headings here. You can explore all types of heading. Like in the previous case, I have what I have shown. So what I'll do is I'll start editing the document here now. So I'll just write a title, pollution control board. Okay. So I'll select all this by just utilizing the mouse, or so what I'll do is I'll say it as a title. So immediately it will take its own format. You can actually create some titles in the options as well. Okay. So what I'll do is I'll put in a center lining. Okay. This is the alignment option. You can put it at the left, center, or right, or justified option. Okay. Since it's title, I'm putting in the middle, which is Control Shift E. Okay. So now so once I select some heading, so it will show immediately here. You have to view, show document outline. Otherwise, this option will not be there. Now I'm doing it again. So your pollution control board comes here. So likewise, I'm going to do some other things. Heading, I'm going to give it as a heading 1, since it's not title. Maybe another one also, heading 1. So you can see once I just add, it's going to appear here. And regulating body, probably what I will do is I'll giving heading 1, and maybe so these three are regulating bodies. So what I will do is I will put some in number kind of form, where you can give numbered list. So you'll have multiple things, but what I'm going to choose is number 1, number 2, number 3. So directly you'll get number 1, number 2, number 3. And the history, I'm going to give it as heading 1 still. Maybe I will give this as heading 2. What it will do is this heading 2 will be shown under the history tab. Okay. So the other one is I'm going to use some other heading. So whatever I put, it will come directly here. Let's assume you are reading the document. You want to go to the bottom of the page. You don't need to scroll down entire document. If you just click this one, it will directly go to the consent section of the document, which is good for editing. Are we clear, guys? Can somebody respond?
Yes, sir.
Yes, clear.
Yeah. So this is one of the good options that we have created a document with a different kind of headings. So you can create any number of page of documents. So if you see my document, it is not aligned actually. So what I will do is I'll just click this one. I'll make it as aligned so that it will perfectly align in a row. So even I can do to the other paragraphs. Now it has been aligned properly. Okay. So likewise, you can do for the rest of the paragraphs. So that is about your show document outline. Let's assume that you need to type some equation. There is something called show equation toolbar. Now, if you see, there is a toolbar with certain simple options that you need to, where you can change the styles and font types and font size. You can bold them, italicize, underline, or you can give some text color, something like that. So, but if you want to have an equation, you can go to view, show equation toolbar. Then it will give you a equation toolbar here. Okay. So let's say I want to type some equation somewhere here. Okay. Right. So I just type new equation. So you'll have once type new equation, you'll have lot of symbols, mathematical and other kind of symbols where you can just type the equation. I'm going to do it again. So let's assume C plus, I want to write CO2 suffix 2, which is uh, the suffix form. Uh, I think I have to create that heading subscript. Let me see. The-
Is this through view?
I'm sorry.
Is this through view? file, edit, and view, we have to click and then do it.
Yes, yes, it is in editing mode, not view.
Okay.
We have to edit mode. View means it will be completely, you cannot edit the document. Let's assume
Mm.
I'm just writing the simple equation C plus O. You can still do some of the things where you can explore all the options. This is just to have an equation. Okay. Yes, as Kuruwada sir saying it is Word. Yeah, simply you can do that using Word as well. Okay. So that is one option. The other one is sections break. You can actually create your section wise documents uh, like that. You can actually do the section wise documents, which you'll be getting over the thing, and you can also show the screen in full screen mode. Just without editing, we can actually show the full screen. Okay, so that is regarding various view types. Now I'm going to tell you some important things where I can actually insert some kind of images here. So let us do some things. So I just want to insert an image. So basically, you can insert image from upload a computer, search the web, drive, photos by URL or camera. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'll upload computer. I think most of the guys when you just click, what will happen? It will go to your one of the folders where you can actually put some image from your drive itself. Okay. So it will come something like this. So once you have, you can actually have some image options where you can rotate or color reduction. All that options will come, and you can crop image based on your necessity, something like this. Okay, so it will display as this one. So what you can, the other way around is insert go to image. When you search the web, immediately there will be a tab where your Google images will appear. So let's say I want to pollution control board India. Okay, and once I search, so you'll have a lot of governmental related or your PCPI related things will appear here. You have to be cautious while selecting the image. It should not have copyrights. If you have copyrights, then it is a problem. You should be careful. So the OER rights session, how to search, that thing will be covered by Dr. Chokalingam. Let's assume I'm just taking this image. Once you select the image, this image, you can directly insert here. So which will be I mean, it's not a PCPA board. It is probably some kind of data from one of the PCPA panel studies. Okay. So this is how we are going to import some image as well. So then the other one is, if you have some tabular data, let's assume I require a 3 by 3 or maybe 3 by 5 size of data. You can just create a table where your header can actually change the colors. Okay, so this one fill the color maybe as a header, and you'll have a white text. Let's assume this is number and name and designation. So you can have all the simple data in tabular form, whatever the way you decide. So this is kind of a table. Okay, so the other one is drawing. So the other one is drawing. Drawing, I will explain. Maybe you can, if you have some writing pad, you can create one of your drawings to the drive from where you can do the stuff. So the other one is charts. This is really cool feature. Let's assume I'm just doing a chart, which is a column chart. What it will do is it will automatically have some data where your chart is linked to your one of the created Excel or your sheet, Google Sheets. So you can go to that source. So whenever you change the data here, you don't need to change the graph there. Actually, it can be updated directly. So I'll show them how to do it. So let's assume we have team 3, 12, and 37. I'm going to make both the things as 37. Okay. Once I change that one, the immediate thing what you can do is, so it will show here. And I also want to do the team 3 as 63, 63. Let's assume I'm making equal. So once you go to your document, it still shows your last one. But after changing some data, you will be given with some update button. So once you click that one, it will go to the edited data and it will simultaneously update. So the good thing is you don't need to change the graph again. You don't need to copy and paste it again and again. Only thing is you have to link the document. But you have to be cautious. You should not unlink this one. Once you unlink, this graph will be permanent. Okay. So the linked objects will be shown, and if you just click open source, it will go to the corresponding Google Sheets data. That is about inserting a chart. So you'll have a lot of other charts, bar, rectangular bar, column, or line, or pie kind of chart, or you can even draw some chart from sheets as well. So I'll try to do something from the sheets, which is okay, not this one. Google Suite Quiz Day 1. I think there are many. Let me go to the meet attendance quiz day 1 practice here. So this chart I have created in sheets, which I will explain while explaining the sheets. So I want to just, while importing, you have to select the sheet and make sure that you select the link to spreadsheet. What it will happen is immediately it will import the data here. Okay. And it will, even you can move toggle between the graphs and find out the data. So this is one cool feature from the insert option. So the other one is you can actually put some special characters, equation, as I said, headers and footers. I think page numbers, break. These are very common options. So I'm not going to explore all of them. So the other one is link. So I'm going to do some kind of linking document here. So before that, what I will do is, let's say I will just, I just want India's regulatory in this thing. I want to link this link to the one of the paragraphs or some of the graphs. So what I will do is I'll select that one. I'll click the link. So what it will do is it will show me whether you want to link to one of the headings. So I'll link to the monitoring. Okay. So I'll just put link monitoring and then apply. Okay. Then it will convert it into link. So when you are just reading the document, what you will do is once you hover this one, you will get monitoring. Okay, then it will go slightly directly, it will read to the monitoring. That is one other option. You can link this way some of your text to your figures or your Excel data sheets or your other paragraphs in the bottom text of the page. That is about the link. And the comment option I mentioned, let's say I want to comment this particular part, immediately this comment option will come here. So maybe I'll make a comment, check this document properly at the rate of, what I'll do is I'll use the email ID of Satish. Okay, assign to Satish M, assign. What it will do is it will immediately go to the Satish saying that I have commented something. See, it is sent. So once he edits something where I think he will do. Can you do, Satish, quickly? So once he edits it, I'll get something about a mail saying that he has edited back. He has edited me back and given with some note, which is cool feature about the collaboration. So I was mentioning about the comment. Let us see
Will
the,
it be will it be sent to us after edition?
yes,
After editing by Satish?
yes, it will be communicated back. I think we'll get an email saying that Satish replied back.
Okay. The text will be in the edited mode.
Yeah, that text will be in the edited mode. So if
Yeah.
I find something wrong, I'll edit. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll show maybe a demo a little bit later. So the other one thing is I want to show one of the bookmarks. Let's say I want to highlight this sentence as a bookmark. What I can do is I'll just bookmark this document. Okay, now it is a bookmark statement. So earlier I linked India's regulatory to one of the passages. Now let's say I just want to maybe some other, yeah, central pollution or pollution. I want to link this document. So what it will do is, now instead of headings, I also get bookmarks. Earlier, I did not save any bookmarks, so this was not coming. So now you see agencies for responsible. Now, if you apply, it will come. So if I just click this one, it will go to the concerned bookmark. So this is also one another way of linking. Instead of just headings, you can also bookmark some of the statements or your figures where you will directly redirect. That is one another feature. Are we clear so far? Yeah. So let us go to the other one. So the other one is table of contents. So whatever I gathered here. So now what I will do is, before overview, I will select the place where I can place my table of content, insert table of contents. So this will basically happen based on your headings. Since I have already put some headings, you can actually with the page numbers or with some just blue inks. So right now I'm going to do with the page numbers. So if you see, all these are headers to some section where where uh, where your page numbers will also be there. Instead of doing that, if you just utilize insert table of contents with the just blue inks, you can also get a table of contents like this. This is another way. So inserting image tables and sharing and web links along with the table of contents will be available in all insert options. The format option, usual text formatting options will be there. You can make bold, italic, which are also put somewhere here. Okay. The other one is align, indent, line spacing. You can actually define how much line spacing you want, and whether it's a single column, double column, and bullets, numbering, headers, footers. And if you've done some just a simple formatting, you want to clear that format, you can just take out that format by making a plain text with this option. Okay. So if I yeah, the other ones are tools which are important. Usually your default options will be your spelling and grammar check is already there. Show spelling suggestions, show grammar suggestions will be there. So because of that, if I type something wrong, you will obviously auto populated with the proper suggestions also. You can make a personal dictionary as well. So this document, I want to know how much word count I have done so far. This document contains 4 pages with 518 words, this many characters, excluding spaces, this many characters. Usually one of some of the assignments, you can actually pose the students to have, let's say 2 pages or 500 words, 1000 words, then you can just have a look here. Usually in the Microsoft, it comes at the top left, bottom left, where you can have here in the tools. And review suggested edits, these options you can go through. Compare documents, I leave it to you, since it's a very new feature, we haven't explored yet. What I was logically thinking is it will compare two documents, what are the different changes available. Okay. And this is the other feature that I was explaining, citations, which I will go through. And the other one is explore button, which is very really good. So you can see the same button at the bottom of the document here. Okay. So once you click, what it will do is it will come. Let's say I want to set some um, air prevention and control. So it will show me all the web reference links here, all the images related to that, and all the drive documents that you have already in your workspace. So what I'll do is, once I click some kind of, so it will open in a new page because we will not be able to see all the things. So what I'll do is I'll just go through these one of the these things, and let's say I'll go to the air pollution India. I want to use this figure. Okay. So I can copy the figure. I can directly paste it here. Let's assume I'm just pasting it here below the table. Okay. This is a what happened? Control X. No need. Okay. I just pasted this one. but I want to give a proper referencing of this because this is not my work. So what you can do is, let's assume I have taken from this one, air pollution gradient. So just cite it. Once you put the tab just adjacent to the figure, you can just cite as a footnote. What it will do is it will give a number and the corresponding reference, which is cool actually. You don't need to type all that stuff when you are particularly taking web reference, because we are going to use lot of web references. I think this explore button is going to be useful a lot. Okay, I suggest each one of you create a document and put some kind of web references, adding citations this way, so that it will be practiced for you. Okay, yeah. So yeah, so you see, for the thing that I have said, he has replied, you can center align this figure. That's how I immediately got a document. Okay, so I can reply to the same comment. So you can collaborate this way. You can collaborate with your students. This is good in usually what in Microsoft Word we do is we make some changes, we put some version with track changes and send it to the students for while we are writing journals or some kind of reports. But in Google Docs you can simultaneously do it. So the other one is it will show the linked objects. Since I used this practice Google Sheets, it is showing already the linked, and practice column chart one. These two, these two are linked to this document. These two sheets, so it will show the corresponding document. These documents will be stored in your drive corresponding wherever this Google Doc is there. Same things will be stored here. Okay. The other important tool is translate. Of course, you know the how translation works. You can just do translation from one language to the other. I suggest you do on your own. The other one is dictionary. Let's assume that I do not know some particular meaning or some particular word. Let's say uh, maybe pollutants. I don't know about the pollutants. Let's assume I click on the pollutants and just click on the dictionary. So it will give me the exact definition, something like that, which will be while reading you don't need to go to the other tab essentially. Okay, so that is coming to the dictionary. The other one which I was mentioning is about the voice typing. This is cool feature. Let us check that one. How does that work? So I'm going to a new page. Okay, here I want to type something, but with respect to my voice. Let's test that one. So once I click this voice typing, a symbol will come something like this. Okay, can you see? So this is in black mode. That means it is not operating. So when I just click to speak, it will ask first time if you are using, it will ask use your microphone. You should allow that one. So once you allow, once you speak, it will start recording whatever I speak. But your pronunciation must be very clear. So otherwise, what it will do is it will create some wrong words. So you see, I'm speaking and it is typing simultaneously, which is good, which reduces our effort very in a simple way, right? So you can just stop whenever you want. This is one good feature of Google. Of course, it can be used in various other presentation slides also, which I will explain later. So the other one is script editor, basically some kind of scripting you can do with the Google Docs, but that's for an advanced level of users. So I suggest you not to go through with at this current phase. The other one is preferences. You can see the preferences, whatever you have. If you don't like some of these, you can actually take out. Let's say you can have automatic substitution. What does it mean? If I type 5 by 8, it will automatically convert something like this. Yeah, let us check that one. See that? Maybe I'll just yeah, something like that. If I type, so these preferences you can actually go through your preferences. Okay, and the other one is accessibility settings. So this is some third party users where you can screen magnify, or you can have some kind of support which you can go through at a later part of phase. So these are essentially main what you can say important features of your Google Docs. And you will have certain add-ons. So when you go to add-ons, what it will happen is you'll have add-ons that can be added as a plugin. You see all these things you can try to explore if you want. Let's say highlighter tool or something. So translate all these things you can utilize. You can try to explore. There are thousands of add-ons will be available based on your necessity. You can search and just try to add it to your document. Okay. So once a document is shared between a user, what it will do is it will show something like this. So there will be a chat option where you can actually interact with the students. And you see, I have shared this document with Satish, Dr. Satish. So the other important things, what you can do is you can see the comment history. I have essay in something, and he mentioned something. So that's how I get all the stuff. Okay. So when I say check this document properly, what he has written is, hi Naresh, it is properly written. Okay. So that's way you can actually try to communicate, and it will have a proper kind of record between you as a teacher and your student, so that in a later phase you will know who has done what changes and who has suggested what. Okay. Right, that is really good. And finally, the share option will be there. The same document you can actually share with the people. Let's say I have already added Satish as a commentator here, so that is why it is showing. So if you once just click on some mail ID, it will come. Since we are working many times, so Tyageshwar reference is showing. Our particular, let's say if you have a domain ID, we are all using NITW domain ID, so that is why it is showing this one. Also you can just give a link. If I just give a link, I can copy this link and I can reference somewhere where people can access. I can also restrict with anyone with the link or restricted. It is restricted because we are using NITW domain ID. So or if I just put this one, whoever has this link, they can access the document. But if I put this one, even if they has link, without this permission, they will not be able to access it. So these are the some of the important features about the Google Docs. Um, can we any doubts so far?
No.
Okay. What I want to say is probably